Hey everybody, and welcome to a new video. And today I want to show you 4 games I picked up from PlayAsia recently. I did a video about this before and that was received well, so I decided to do another one. Now most of these games I would say are like mostly games that got physicals over at PlayAsia. I don't think a lot of these games are going to get a physical over here in America, so that's one of the big reasons I wanted to show you these releases. So let's check it out. Alright, so the first game on our list is S Parade for the PS4. Also available for the Nintendo Switch as well from PlayAsia. Now, this game, from what I was told, is the story-wise, it's a prequel to the other game on 360 called Escoluda. I hate trying to pronounce these names, but anyways, really good shoot 'em ups. I really enjoyed this game, what I played so far. It kind of gives you that vibe of the old 90s shoot 'em ups by Cave when they were like actually doing a lot of like really good sprite work and everything. So really looks good, as you can see here. Lots of action. I wouldn't say it's a bullet hell. Maybe you could call it more of a bullet hell when you fight like mini bosses and then like end bosses at the end of the level. But it didn't seem too hard for me. I was having a good time with it. I actually, the first time playing this, I actually got to the 3rd level, and the game starts you out with like, I believe like 2 credits pretty much. So as you get game overs, they give you like 1 extra credit, and you keep adding on, and then eventually you get, I'm pretty sure you can probably get infinity credits like free play, but the game tries to get you like skillful at first, so you kind of get like a grasp of the game pretty much. And I was having a good time with it. Getting a shoot 'em up like this as a physical format is just like really amazing. A lot of people don't realize this, but shoot 'em ups are pretty much a niche genre, and to get them in a physical format, you know, it's just like it seems like it's unbelievable. You don't really see too many, at least good ones, come out to America, and when they do come out to America, they don't really sell well. Like an example of that is probably Cyberrier. That's an awesome game. Well, so it might be tough for some people, so maybe that's why it didn't sell well, but that's one of those games that's just kind of sitting on the shelf at stores right now. But S Parade, I'm not really worried about it because it already got a physical format in Japan, and it's in English, so you're good to go there. But before we move on, this is the PS4 version. I do not have the Switch version, so I don't know if they play similar to each other. I figured pretty much a lot of people will go for the Switch version over this one. I don't know why. PS4 version should be superior, but I don't know if the Switch version has any slowdown or anything like that. So if you guys know about it, let me know in the comments. Demo Reborn was originally a game that came out on the mobile devices, I believe, like cell phones. It was ported to the Vita and then the Switch, and now they have a remake on the PS4. And the big difference between this one and those other ones is that you can actually explore in this one. So you kind of go into the world of Demo and search around and kind of see how beautiful it is. Where the other games were more like drawings and everything like that, this one, as you can see, is like a 3D world that you can walk around and interact with. So not only do you get to play music like you did in the original, but you can, of course, go around and look at other things as well. So Demo, this is the first time I really got into the game. The other ones I liked, but I didn't play too long. This one is kind of funny because it has a VR mode to it, which I didn't get to try out really. But a difference with this version of the game is that you're using the PS4 controller to play the notes, which is kind of weird. It took me a while to kind of figure it out. I thought there was something wrong with the game at first because I was practicing the notes as they were as they were coming down, and it just kept repeating itself, and I thought like the game was messed up or something. But what it's doing right there is that it's letting you know that it's trying to get your hands familiar with the button presses pretty much, because after you get past the practice part, you're going to be pretty much like the signs aren't not going to show anymore, so you kind of have to remember everything. And I'm glad the game did that because I would not have remembered. Now, I'm not very good at it yet, but I am enjoying the game a lot. You know, it's a lot of fun. Lots of relaxing music in this game. You know, something nothing you could like dance to, but you know, just some like relaxing music, pretty much. You know, you could set your watch to or something. But anyways, here's me getting better at the game, kinda. Darn, I wish I had something better to show you guys with my skills in this game, but I did get past the practice part, so the story is progressing pretty much. And it's one of those games that you want to get better at. You know, it's a lot of fun, but the game is probably better to be played in the VR mode because you're using touch, which is what the game was pretty much made for. The controller really kind of makes things harder. It's not impossible, but it doesn't. I would say it kind of it just takes some getting used to, pretty much, you know. But the game was pretty much made for touch base, you know, like on screen and stuff like that. So just like have that in mind. But I do think this is the better version of the game because it added so much with the exploration and everything. And Demo's world looks pretty beautiful and everything. I do like the hand-drawn stuff from the older games, but I just feel like this is the better version of it. And, you know, the world looks pretty beautiful. I haven't got that far in it yet, but you could tell that, you know, they put a lot of detail in what this world is going to look like. So that's pretty much all I have for Demo Reborn. You know, let me know if you guys have played this one before, or if you're looking forward to playing it, or do you prefer the original. Me personally, I of course prefer this one. I think this is the better version, and the VR mode just adds a lot more to it, you know, even though I haven't played it yet, but it's cool that they have that feature in it so you can really feel like you're in the world. Alpha Systems is finally back with a shoot 'em up. It's been 12 or 13 years since the last game, I believe, was a Katsu Shishigami 3 for the Xbox 360 and the Nintendo Wii. So I actually found out that this game was being released by accident. I was actually searching on PlayAsia's website, and I happened to see this for pre-order, and I started to look into it more. And I was like, wait a minute, this is Alpha Systems, and you know, this is another shoot 'em up game. Now this one's not a co-op two-player game like I was hoping, but it is a one-player one. There's lots of action going on the screen, and not every shoot 'em up game is made to be two players, just so you guys know that. You know, a lot of them are made to be one player, and this is another one of those games. The physical game that you get from PlayAsia is actually plays in English, so if you're debating on whether you want to get it or not, it does play the game in English. But a lot of people don't care about story anyways, but for those of you that do, you can follow the story in this game, as silly as it is. It's about 5 sisters that are like, I guess they're after some dude and they're all jealous of each other or whatnot, and they're fighting or whatever. It's silly. It's silly fun though. It's still a cool game, but the story, you might not really want to follow it. Now, just to go over some of your basic moves and everything like that, you have a life bar, so you get hit 3 times, and then it's game over after that. It's kind of like a life, pretty much. Like each of them is like a life, but I don't know. You guys get what I'm saying. Then you have your bomb attacks, which is pretty much like your special move. You do like a cinematic special move on the screen. Every sister has a different move, so you can see a cool special effect. So if you notice on the left, there's a timer, and the timer really cuts it close when you're about to beat a level in this game. You know, each time I got to a boss, it seemed like I was cutting it close. It doesn't seem like it right here because the timer started over because my life was reset and everything. But if you're like one of those guys that's trying to go through the game without getting killed or losing a life bar, the timer is going to be cutting it close. So just make sure your attacks are counting in this game, because if you're missing stuff, you're just shooting blindly. That timer will run out, and you'll end up not getting a high score. And a lot of the time when you're playing a shoot 'em up game like this, you want that high score, you know, leave your name in the game. But this is letting you guys know that out there. The game does have infinity continues, but like I said, when you run out of life, the scoreboard pretty much resets. But all in all, I'm happy that Alpha Systems is back to doing what they do best, and I think that is shoot 'em ups. I mean, they probably do other things good too, but what we'll probably remember them mostly for is for their shoot 'em ups, you know. Well, not that bad dialogue from Castle Shishigami 2, if you guys can remember that. That was pretty horrific, but it still has its own charm in a way, if you think about it. And that's still a very solid game that you guys can get for cheap as well. But anyways, guys, Sisters Royale for the PS4. A shoot 'em up that might charm its way into your heart. And finally, we have Agalos. I hope I said that right, but if I didn't, I'm sorry. So if you played like 8-bit adventure games on the Nintendo system, you kind of know what you're gonna get here. Or if you played Monster World on the Sega Master System, or even on the Sega Genesis, you'll know what to expect with this game. Except with this game, you don't turn into a monster. You're pretty much playing a knight. I think you're trying to get the elements or something like that. I was looking at the story briefly in the beginning, but it's pretty basic, but it's actually really cool in a way. I started playing this game. I wanted to play for a couple minutes, and I ended up like playing for an hour and everything. So had a lot of fun with it. Still playing it, of course. You know, I'm eventually going to beat the game, but I kind of wanted to let you guys know this game was out there, and it was on the cheap, and it comes with a manual. So definitely check out Agalos if you're looking for 8-bit adventure, like something a little bit nostalgic. Hey everybody, and thank you for watching the video. So if you're interested in any of these games or just any purchase in general off PlayAsia, here you can use my coupon code and get yourself 5% off your purchase.